real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Amanda Mahan dated the defendant despite the fact that he's nearly 20 years older than her. Amanda says they have a child together, and the defendant constantly criticizes the baby. And she's suing him today for assaulting her and breaking her jaw. Defendant Omar Coney says when Amanda got pregnant, she was dating him and another man. So he refused to care for the baby until a DNA test proved he was the father. Omar admits that he broke Amanda's jaw by throwing a shoe at her, but says it was only after Amanda tried to use the shoe to break his window.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I met Omar at school. We started off dating, and then eventually we got into a relationship, and it became abusive to the point that he broke my jaw.
How old are you?
22.
How old is he?
40. So I thought
20
he
years older than you?
Yeah, I thought he'd be very mature, but he was very immature.
How long did it take for you to find that out?
A year later. When my son came along, that's when he started being immature. He started calling my son names like your son is ugly. When he looked just like him, he called my son saying he sounded like a pig. He just always say mean stuff about Mari. And then eventually I found out that he was living with his woman, and he also in a relationship with another woman that he's have a baby by. And then he did a home DNA test on my son. He swabbed his mouth behind my back, and it came out to be 99.9 his. And he still was denying and wouldn't take ownership of him, and he still wasn't there for him financially or was there for him at all.
How old is the child now?
He's 8 months.
Did you go to child support court?
Yeah, I threatened to put him on child support, and that's when he said your son will never know me. He won't wonder why. He gonna grow up wondering why I love my other son more than I love your son. Your son gonna grow up wondering why I love Omar more than I love Omar.
All right, so what did happen though with child support?
I'm still waiting on it now.
Okay, what do you want to tell me, sir?
I met Amanda in school and we started dating. In the beginning, I didn't think that she was gonna be someone else special to me, but then eventually things did happen. It did get a little violent in the beginning, which I have an explanation of why I broke her jaw. I didn't mean to. It was truly an accident. She came up to my club. I got a regular job, but I do security work at night. And she came up to my job saying that the baby needs some milk. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna give you $20. And then when I get paid on Thursday, I can be able to give you some more money. But I'm like, this was on a Sunday, I believe. And I'm like, well, this should last him the Thursday. She said, no, she wanted more. I said, this is all I have to give. So she started telling me, well, that's why my boyfriend told me to put you on child support. I'm putting you on child support. And I was like, well, get out my car. You
didn't mind her putting you on child support, did you?
I told her if she want to put me on child support, go ahead. I said it'd be cheaper doing child support than me steady doing what you want me to do. So
correct. You should be begging to be put on child support because I tell you what, when you pay 3, 4, 5 years directly to her, then one day y'all break up, she gets mad, and you haven't submitted child support through the court or through someone who has jurisdiction. She said, Your Honor, he ain't gave me nothing. Then you say, Your Honor, I've given her $20,000 for this child in the last 5 years. Show me, Mr. Coney. All right, you did? Depending on the judge, just say, tell him thank you for the gift.
Yes, I understand.
Because he's supposed to pay child support based on a child support order, which determines the amount based on the income of the parents. So people can't just come up with an arbitrary amount. Give me $200 a week, that'll be good, baby. That's why the courts don't allow that to happen, because they worried about that baby. They don't care about y'all love and in love, out of love. 1 week you're in love, you don't have to pay me no money. Yeah, I know you get it to me when you can. Yes. That's right, baby. I sure will. I get it to you when I can. Next week, you ain't give me no money.
Yes.
Well, I just gave you some of that, ain't enough. Because she mad. Well, I'm going to go down to court. Say you didn't give me nothing. At any point, she could say, well, Your Honor, I don't think he gave me enough.
Okay.
What happened with the assaults, ma'am? You tell me. He's admitting that something happened. You tell me why you're suing him for assault, and then I'll get to him.
Well, he offered me $10 for some formula, and I told him
$10.
Yeah, and I told him formula is $21 a can, and that is not enough. And he need more than one can because he go through a can within 2 or 3 days. And then he told me, well, you and your ugly A baby. And then that's when me and him got into it. We going back and forth arguing, and then he slapped me. And then after he slapped me, he wished death upon my son. And then that's when he pushed me out his car, and I kicked his window with my heel. And then my heel fell off, and I was walking toward my sister, and he threw my shoe like a football right at my face. My jaw shifted over to the right, and I just fell to the ground, and my sister picked me up, and she drove me to the hospital. And then they told me I got to get my jaw wired shut, and I can't eat. I got to be on liquid diet, and I had to have my jaw wired shut for at least like 2 months, and then they took the wires off, and then they said I still had to be on liquid diet. And then that's when, and then I just recently got my wires taken off my mouth, and then it was like bleeding. My gums was like bleeding real bad, because the wires was in my gums.
Sir?
I did slap her, and
Why?
she was in the car, and she was telling me that the guy was like, I need to put you on child support. I said, listen, man, I don't want to hear what your old boyfriend got to say. If you're going to do it, do it. Get out of my car. So I did get a little heated. She got out of the car. She started like trying to bust the windows out with the high heel shoe.
It didn't break.
So I kept taking the shoe from her. I kept giving it to her sister. Somehow she ended up getting it back from her sister. She kept trying to hit it. She ended up breaking my finger. I kept taking the shoe. I don't know why I ain't just throw the shoe down the street. And then she would never got the shoe back. So the last time when she took the shoe from her sister, she threw it at me. So in the process of her throwing it at me, just like a chain reaction, I just grabbed it and I just threw it back. She is a nice person, but when she is denied, she can be a totally different person. I don't mind doing for the baby. I know I said some nasty things because she said it to me also, but I'm not pointing the finger at her. But in the beginning, when she was dating me and another guy, and she ended up pregnant, I'm like, I'm not taking care of nobody else's child. If it's mine, I take care of it. But every time I do something, it's not enough. It's not enough. She want more. She want more. I said, I only make like $10 an hour. I mean, how much money do you think I have? I do take care.
You can't be a sugar daddy without some sugar.
And that's true. That's true. But I didn't look at myself.
20 years older than this girl. What you think you there for?
I know. I understand that
What
now.
you think is something about you?
I thought that.
You're 20. No, well, you thought wrong. You're 20 years older than her. She gonna ask you for something every day.
2 times a day. I got you.
2 times a
2
day.
times a
You
day.
said that's right. I don't know what you thought.
But I don't mind. But I don't mind.
All
and
right.
I don't mind helping. And
Let's
I
get
know
to a police report because he says he asked you to get out of the car because he was angry, which I'm glad you did. If you're angry and think it might go another level, then you say get out.
Yes.
And ma'am, he says that you initiated the aggression by trying to break his window with your shoes. And then he responds, unfortunately, with violence to your person. Did you file a police report?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what happened with that? Do you have it today?
Yes.
Did they prosecute him?
No, we still going through the process.
How long ago was it?
April 8th on my birthday.
Let me read this. I talked with a witness who stated on the above date and time her sister was assaulted. She talked with you. Are you the sister?
Yes.
All right. And you told them that she was assaulted. And Mr. Coney had a verbal altercation that turned physical. Ms. Teresa Mahan stated in self-defense. Ms. Mahan took her high heel shoe and attempted to break his vehicle window, but the shoe bounced off the window. Mr. Coney picked up the shoe and struck in the face with the shoe and broke her jaw. You told the police, stand up. State your name.
Taria Mahan.
It says that Taria stated that Mr. Coney picked up the shoe and struck the victim in the face and broke her jaw. But he picked up the shoe after she used her shoe to try and break the window.
He smacked her first in the
And
car.
he pushed me out the car.
That's before he threw.
She wasn't in the car, but she
I was
was
a car
around.
in front of it. And
But I did, like I said, I did smack Amanda. She got out the car, and that's when she started like trying to bust my windows out.
So you smacked her before she got out of the car?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
when
smacked.
I smacked her when
Okay.
she was saying about that other guy.
Okay. So you were the aggressor, sir. You hit her in the car.
Yes, I know that. I understand that.
Well, I hope you do. Because whether you understand it or not, you're going to have to pay. All right, I'm going to grant you judgment because he initiated the fight, even though you perhaps could have walked away. But when he got out of that car and he resumed that assault, and so, yeah, what?
No, I didn't. I got out the car to stop her from busting out the windows of the car. That's
You could have pulled off. Why didn't you pull off?
I wouldn't think of that.
Yeah, $3,000 for the plaintiff for this woman beater. Now you done pissed me off, acting like you didn't do anything. You could have driven off, and you wouldn't have had to hit this woman. You hit her first, and you smacked her in the face. Then you're gonna get a shoe and bust her in the jaw. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I don't hate her. I mean, I knew I made a mistake by putting my hands on her. I realized that we just got to focus on our child and just move forward for the safety and the benefit of us being good parents towards the child.
Yeah, we are right now. He's doing better with his son, so we are right now. We don't hate each other at all, but in the beginning it was rocky.